Welcome everyone. Welcome to the show, Spine Core Recovery Show. This is show number 3. Once again, my name is Andres Diaz, also known as the Able Disable. Welcome back. In today's show, we are going to be talking about tense unit, or also, well, tense unit and muscular stimulators. What I have here is a tense unit, and that's what I use. So today, I am going to show you how I use this guy to stimulate areas in my body that I had no movement on, so I was able to walk again. So, pretty much to make the whole story short, if you haven't seen any of the shows before, I was in a car accident, fractured my spine, 2 different places, L3, L4 were the big ones, and then a slight small fracture on L5. So L4, L3 were operated on. They put a fusion, so I got 4 screws and some plates that are holding my spine together. And like I said at the beginning in the first show, I am very lucky that the surgery actually worked. And because of the surgery actually being successful, I was able to, well, I was lucky that the surgery was successful. I was lucky that my body accepted the implant, and I was very lucky that I had some great doctors by my side. So, and also I was very lucky. So, the fusion that they did was actually a really good operation. A lot of people have issues with them. Sometimes they don't help, sometimes they do. But like I said, I was very lucky that my body accepted the implant. The doctors that did the operation were really good at what they did. So that set me up for winning. That set me up for me to create my own recovery program and get myself to walk again. It took me a few years to be able to, you know, consider myself almost human again. Like 5 years for me to be able to go back to the point where I could have a job again. So it was a little rough for a while. I didn't know what I was doing. I tried to go to different physical therapists. Some of them I couldn't afford. Some of them were not good. I mean, not everyone out there doing the job is going to be great at their job. So unfortunately, not every physical therapy is great at what they do. Some of them are not good, and some of them are excellent, amazing, awesome, and you're very lucky to find some of those people. uh, Through my whole life, through I've been dealing with this for 17 years. In 17 years, I have only met one physical therapist that was amazing. Okay, and it wasn't in no crazy, super rich hospital, nothing like that. This person actually worked for the county hospital. Um, Yvonne, thank you so much for everything you did. She probably was the only physical therapist that had any knowledge on what they were doing. Seriously, she's very open-minded, very resourceful, all about research. Okay, I found out that the people that are best at what they do, physical therapists, are the people that research the most. They're not satisfied with just figuring out how to do one thing. They always go back and back and back and figure it out how to do it better, 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 better. So to me, those are the good physical therapists, and you have to be careful because there's a lot of people out there that are not good at what they do. Yes, like that's my Chewbacca phone. Okay, so um, with that being said, let's get to the show. Turn off this phone. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so today, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you something that really, really changed the game. When I was on my own doing these things, this unit right here, the muscular stimulator, really, 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 really helped me out a lot. It was really a game changer, really a game changer. It allowed me to do all those things that I couldn't do myself, and other things that other people were too afraid to do or had no clue about what to do. So this was a great research tool for me because I started doing things that people have never tried before and actually got some good results. Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you my mentality on this. Okay, I've done some research, I've done some studying, and this is what I have come into conclusion. I'm not saying that, what I say is 100%, but it has worked for me. And according to my theory and all the experiments that I have done, this has actually helped me a lot. And I'm going to show you a lot of little things that are game changers. So, no further ado, tension it. Okay, how do I use this? Okay, I use this in the areas where I was injured. For example, L3, L4, my spinal cord, lumbar area. I had no mobility. Why? Because I have a fusion there. So the whole area of my spinal cord had no movement. Okay, everything was stiff, hard. So I had no movement. My whole core was super weak. Still is pretty weak. I could do better for sure. Trying to get back to it. But definitely my core was completely weak. So I had no core, which means all the work was going to the back, and my back is injured. So we had to strengthen the core first. Video show number two, I show you the exercises that I did to strengthen the front, and it's very important that you follow the exercises that I show in show number two, because show number two really gets you to engage your core and do some mobility and stretches, and those are going to help you, because by doing that for a month or so, you're going to see what parts of you are actually responding and what parts are not. That way, when you start working on stuff with this machine, you're not going to be wasting time and working on areas that you could have fixed and woken up and stimulated by just doing movement and exercises. So by doing those movements and exercises, you're stimulating those areas, and we don't have to sit here and waste time trying to force areas to do movement, because this is what we're doing. This machine right here, what we're using it for, we are forcing, we're grabbing that muscle by the neck and saying, come here, you're gonna do this now. We want you to flex now, now, now. Okay, so that's what this is doing. This is actually teaching, is forcing, is giving a clue, is doing a lot of things. Okay, it's showing the body how to move again in an area where there is no stimulation. My L3 and L4, the signal wasn't going all the way down, and if it was, it would get down to that area, and then the muscle wouldn't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? And this actually got the muscle to move again. So when I was getting the signal, my body started recognizing the muscle, started to like, oh, this is what we need to do. We need to engage, instead of just, because what would happen to me is that the brain will send that message to that muscle, and then the muscle will receive the message, and the first thing will happen, spasm. Ugh. Muscle wouldn't know what to do. His job was just to contract, and it would just contract, and it would just lock up. Most miserable spasms in the world, just create so much pain. But this guy right here did a lot of stuff. So you can set it in different settings. So one of the settings is massaging. So I use the massage setting to loosen areas where they were really tough. So like in my lower back, L3 and L4. After the surgery, that whole part is just stiff. It was inflamed, it's hurt, it's injured, I have no muscle tissue. So this machine helped all those things in different ways. So for example, the first thing it did is it helped me build muscle in an area where I couldn't stimulate it in any way possible to create muscle. So in my back I had a hole. It's like a dip, a divot. You literally look at my back and there was a hole. I was able to fill that gap with this machine by creating muscle stimulation and movement on those areas of my body that I could not do involuntarily or voluntarily because of my fusion. There's an area where I cannot move. Vertebrae are stuck. There's no movement. That's why I use this. I use this machine to stimulate that movement, to stimulate the muscles to loosen up, to strengthen, to relax. Like, this has a lot of benefits. It's not just going to strengthen, it's going to relax. I mean, it has different settings. It has kneading, massage, and beat. So it does different things. It can loosen up your muscle. It can stimulate the muscle for movement. It loosens up the muscle. It helps the whole area to relax. So that way, when you stimulate it, you're stimulating the muscle, to have a little bit of movement. That way, when you're laying in your bed and you reach for a medicine or you reach to the left, that muscle or that movement, it's not going to be a contraction, it's going to lock up on you. It's actually going to go ahead and make that movement and release. So you're going to be able to move, because that was my issue. Before I used this machine, I was getting stuck. So I had worked on my core, I had some movement, I had some stuff going on, I had strengthened a little bit, I was able to do my exercises, my stretches, but then I was able to strengthen this a little bit, but now I feel my back like not helping my core at all. So it will turn into spasms because now I'm forcing stimulation in the back, but everything's so injured and so hurt and so stiff that any movement was just injury. Any movement was just injury. Everything was just stuck together, scar tissue, levels of fascia stuck together, everything. Everything that you can think of was just no movement. That area was dead. That area was dead. There was no stimulation. This machine was able to bring stimulation and movement to an area that cannot be moved. That's how this works. That's how I use this, okay? No magical, nothing, no miracle, nothing. There's an explanation, there's a reason why this works. And it works because it stimulates muscles that have been atrophied, that have not moved. It teaches them how to move without being injured. It creates movement, so there's flow of fluids, which brings vitamins, nutrients, which allow you to actually heal faster, okay? So you want to create movement, okay, on areas that you have atrophy. This is where it's at. This is where you will use it, okay? And eventually, you will also use this to wake up your legs, Once I was able to get mobility in my back and not get myself to have spasms and being hurt, but just creating a small movement, then I was able to work on my legs. So I didn't just start moving my legs. I couldn't even move my legs. I couldn't even have somebody grab my legs and move them for me, because that area that was always stiff and hard will always spasm or always get thrown off. I was pulling muscle. I was always in pain. That area was stopping me from movement. So what did I do? Grab it by the neck and I told her, listen here, punk, you're gonna move, and this is how we're gonna move it, whether you like it or not. I'm sorry, that's just how it works. Okay, that's what this machine, the signal is going down that thing is telling it, move, punk, move, 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 and that's what's going on. You are making something that has no movement move again. And that's amazing. Okay, so I've explained to you guys why this works, okay? There is movement, there is stimulation being sent by an electrical message, okay, that your body recognizes, because the message that comes from here, from the brain into your spinal cord, is all electrical, okay? So, very important machine, okay? This is very important. Stimulation, muscular stimulation. You wanna teach the muscle how to move again. And guess what? Muscle memory, nerve memory, all that stuff starts recuperating. And then when the electrical message is going to that area, it's actually helping the body to assess, to figure it out. Messages are flowing. So now we know there's injury. Now we know that we need to recover. Otherwise, you just sit there inflamed and there's never a recovery. You just sit there stagnant. So your body, you gotta it's kind of like telling your body that you need to fix itself. Okay, it's kind of like when you have a finger in a splint, and then the first thing that your physical therapist tells you is start doing this. Okay, that's pretty much what we're doing here. This is all it takes. Okay, just create movement in those areas. So if I had this finger for a year in a spleen, when I take it off, it's gonna be completely atrophy and numb and all this dumb stuff. So I'm gonna grab my finger here, my hand, and I'm literally going to move the finger and every joint the way it should be moved. And that is going to show the body, teach the body, and force that area to remember what the movement is like. Okay, you're in a hospital bed and after whatever, you're home for like a year. You haven't moved for a year. All these things are like stiff, weak, injured. So that's what this comes into play. Okay, all right. Now I'm going to show you how I used it. So what I would recommend for people to do is, after you have done the exercises and you have healed properly, if you do have an open wound with with uh staples like I did, don't use this yet, okay? Wait. Wait until that cut is completely healed and they have removed the staples, okay? Wait until everything is healed and then go ahead and start working out, okay? Don't get too excited, and I respect you for wanting to be on your feet right away and all this stuff, but you gotta let your body heal. And then once your body's healed, then you go ahead and stimulate it with all these things. So once your scar is sealed already, mine had staples. I didn't have, I didn't have stupid stitches. They put staples this thick. They were thick. You can still see where they go. I had like 30, 40 something staples down my back. There was no way I was gonna use a stimulating electrical thing when I had 40, 30 something freaking staples the size of my finger going down my spine. Can you imagine? That's horrible. So took out the staples, the cut was healed, inside was healed. Green light to create movement. We're paralyzed, can't create movement. This will create a movement for you. Okay, enough of that. I've been repeating that myself, but 100 times, but it needs to be repeated. People need to understand that this is what this does. This is not just I'm making stuff up. Like, there is something that this does, and this has very functions. Every tool, if it's used properly at the correct time, it has a function. If I use this at the incorrect time in an appropriate manner, it's not gonna do anything. It might even hurt me, okay? But if you use it the correct, if you identify the right way to use this and you identify where to use it correctly, where is your area of injury, and how to use it properly, you're going to have results. Otherwise, we're just wasting time here. Okay, so just make sure kind of listen to that. Okay, all right, here we go. By the way, I learned all this by myself. I had to trial and error everything. Nobody, I wasn't lucky enough that I could just watch somebody's video and they can kind of like point me and direct me the direction. That's why I'm kind of want to make these videos for the person that's in my situation, in my shoes or whatever, going through the same, and they're lost, they don't know what to do, like I was. Instead of feeling depressed, horrible, and all that, you start seeing how you can fix yourself, right? Okay, anyway, enough of that. Okay, we are going to use this guy now. So first things first, so we don't have to deal with like connecting all this stuff while it's in your back and all that. I like to just right away just boom, 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 put all the cables in. So that's what we're doing. Putting the mic down. Okay, taking the tense unit here. This is how I do it. Cables that run to the right, cables that run to the left. Okay, cables that run to the right. Right away, let's grab my little pad, and I'm gonna use, if these two cables run to the right, 1, 2, right, I'm gonna hook them up right now. I'm gonna go 1 and 2. Okay, let's do it. Then I'm gonna grab the left side, my left side cables, get those guys popping in there, pop one in there, get the second one in there. Okay, now I'm gonna put 2 on right now because I want to show you guys once you figure out where they go, how to put them on easier. So first is gonna be the vents, because we're up here, so I'm just gonna show you guys. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna show you laying down so you guys can see what I'm doing and the placing of this thing. So let's set this here, and take off my shoes. By the way, guys, I apologize. I should have made this video a little bit earlier, a few weeks earlier, but unfortunately, one of my rescue cats that I rescue cats, meow. One of the cats that I rescue, unfortunately, has been sick for like 3 weeks, and unfortunately, 2 days ago, not to make the horrible hard decision of just you know, euthanizing just because the poor animal was just suffering, and you can't do that, you know. Anyway, so we're here now. Once again, I apologize. I just, I was taking care of this cat, and it was just pretty much dying in front of my eyes, and I just I couldn't make a video. I was just too focused on my little buddy. Unfortunately, like I said, he lost his fight. His kidneys fell, and he's gone. So, R.I.P. Felix. Put in the comments, R.I.P. Felix. Anyway, so I am going to show you how to get this going. So the first thing I would do is I'm going to place the mic in here, and then I'm going to go in there and show you from a laying down position how to do this. I don't need to see or anything, but I'm going to show you guys through the camera through here. You're going to be able to see. So let me point my camera down here. Yes. Okay. Now I am going. I don't know the rules of YouTube, Twitch, or whatever that I'm streaming here and everyone watching this, so I'm just gonna treat it like how I work with my clients. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap myself here with a towel. I have pants on, by the way, but I don't know what the rules, regulations are and all this thing, so we are just going to play it safe, and that way there's no underwear showing and nothing. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the rules of this thing. Everyone's so touchy nowadays that anyway, so get myself ready here. Alright. I put the mic down here, bear with me. Alright. Got the mic, the place to be. I'm officially blind now. Okay. Alright, here we go, guys. Alright, let's see. First, see how this looks. Okay, that's good. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Alright, so here we go, guys. Try to keep your lunch in. Okay, as you can see, here's my back. Let's see if you guys can see that or not. Oh yeah, well, kind of. Yeah, you can. You can. So, as you can see right here, there's a scar in my hip where they took bone from my hip to reconstruct my vertebrae. So that's why I have the scar here. So they took bone from here to rebuild this vertebrae here. So here's the side scar in the hip, and here's the main event right there. Okay, so here we go. Area of injury. Okay, area of injury. Numb movement, numbness, pain, everything. Okay, what are we gonna do? We're going to put the stimulators, and we're going to put the stimulators around the spinal cord. So here's the spinal cord. I don't want to put the stimulators on the spinal cord because I don't want to create anger in those nerves. Those nerves are already inflamed, upset, and everything else, so let's not mess with the nerves right now because that's not the point. The point right here, right now, is to create movement, muscular. So we're working muscular. Okay, here's the scar. I'm going to put this a few inches away from the spinal cord. Okay, so it's on my left side, one there. Scar, here, bottom scar, top of the scar. A few inches to the left. Boom. Okay, so spinal cord canals, And I'm not going into the nerves at all. I'm just grabbing the big chunks, those big lines they roll down here with muscular, those muscles they run all the way down. That's where we're on. We are on the muscles right here. They're on in the side of the spine. So we got that side connected. Now I'm going to connect the other side. I'm showing you the struggle because it's probably what you're going to go through. You figure it out, bone, spinal cord, in the middle, to the side, it's away from the nerve area. Okay, boom. We're just looking for muscular stimulation, not looking for anything else at the moment. All right. Now we get this guy. I'm showing you how I do it, so if you have to do it by yourself, you can follow me the way that I do it. Okay. I put this guy on the top, bottom. Sure, there's no cables or nothing in the way. Boom, bottom. Okay, so you want that area of injury, you want to put it around the area where the muscles are so you can stimulate this whole area that I have no movement, okay? So I'm pretty much going to be working in my whole lumbar area, okay? For now, the beginning is going to be the lumbar area. You want to start working on that area. So go ahead, power this up, boom. Start low, start 1, and I'm going to go massage setting. So we got massage setting, 15 minutes with star 1, and right side started going up. Now we're at 2. Okay, now this is very important right here. When you put this guys on and you turn on the machine, you don't want to feel any pain, any burning, or discomfort, okay? You want to put it in that area, and that's how I'll let you know that you got the good muscle area. You want to feel electrical stimulation. What does that feel like? It feels like a little vibration going on. Feels like that little muscle is vibrating, like okay, no pain, no pulling, no nothing. So I got my right side up to 3. Now we're gonna go in the left side, start going up in the left side. And I got my left side up to 4, and now we're gonna do the other side up to 4. Okay, I'm firing in all 4s right now, which is good. So now the way that you apply this thing is you want to make sure that the area that you're treating is going to be in the middle of them, okay? So you want to set this up like this. See, like a square, kind of like a box like, and the area for now, the area, especially if it's your spinal cord, we're not putting anything on the spinal cord, as you can see. We're working around the spinal cord. But the stimulation, I actually feel like rattling up here in my spinal cord, okay? So I do actually feel the electricity in my lumbar 3 and 4, okay? And I feel the muscles moving. They're shaking. Now, this machine has 15-minute cycles, so what you can do, you start out your cycle in the first 5 minutes. You can start it on low and then let 5 minutes go by, and maybe you can go up a little bit more. So we've been at 4 for 2 minutes. I'm going to go up to 5 now. So right side went up to 5. Left side went up to 5. Woo! Now, you don't want to overdo this, okay? It's very important to not overdo it. You want to feel stimulation. You don't want to feel pain, okay? If you start feeling pain, lower it, okay? You're just creating electrical signals electrical stimulation. And it's crazy because right now where I have it on my lumbar area, so where the nerves run down here and stuff like that, they're coming out of my lumbar. I can literally feel the electricity when it stimulates there go down the nerves of my hips and all that. So right now I can feel it. See, boom, starts here, and it starts to go down to my hips. So that lets me know right there that I put it in the right place. I put it in the area where my lumbar nerves come in and out of that canal, okay? But without putting it in top of the canal. Don't put the stimulator in top of a nerve yet, okay? You can if you do it correctly, but I haven't showed you yet, and this is not about stimulating nerves yet. We're stimulating the muscle, and the muscle will stimulate the nerve, okay? That's why we're not going into the nerve right away. We will target nerves, but in the future. This is a different therapy. Right now, we're just stimulating the muscle. The muscle will create movement. The movement will stimulate the nerve. The nerve will send the message back through the canal to the spinal cord. Hopefully, we're going backwards instead of going to the brain, going backwards. And then eventually, in my experience, and believe me, I've been paralyzed from my waist down when I tell you this, eventually your brain starts reading that message from that area that it couldn't speak to before. I'm telling you, it's crazy. Um, I went from putting the stimulator in certain areas where I feel nothing to starting to actually feel, and I had to start lowering the electricity because that air started waking up more. That's how I knew. And guys, once again, do not put this in the spinal cord at all, at all, at all. Concentrate on the big muscle areas, Oh, especially those two long muscles just run down. This whole area runs all the way down. Nothing in the spinal cord. Spinal cord canal, muscles area, okay? That's where I got it. I got it in the muscle, but I'm telling you, it's on the muscle, but I feel it running down my legs and running down this way. That's what you want to do. You want to figure it out what your point of injury is and quickly realize and acknowledge, either by doing research or just feeling it yourself, that I can literally feel the message going through into this nerve, these two nerves right here from my back. It's going like this, and then right now at the end. So I feel the stimulation here, and then at the end, I feel the electricity all the way down here. So that's how I know I got it in the right place. I'm completely stimulating the whole area where the nervous system comes out of L3 and L4. Otherwise, I wouldn't feel it all the way over here where the nervous system comes out of L3 and L4. You know what I'm saying? Okay, trust me. Start by putting it on, and then you start identifying the feeling, and then you can tell that you're actually like hitting nerves, hitting muscles. So you gotta become familiar with the feeling of the stimulator. And like I said, if you put in the stimulator and you turn it on, and whatever you put it on, it feels pain, discomfort, burning, take it off and move it to another area. That's all. Don't be afraid of it. Just make sure you turn it off before you touch it with your fingers, because if I don't turn it off and I just lift this up right now, I'm gonna get my hand shocked. So I'm gonna turn it off and then move it, and just move it up and down. I mean, you gotta see what the right placing is for you. Okay, I cannot give you in a specific area because everyone's skeletal system is different, but it is a ballpark. That there is a skeleton. Like your skeleton should be a certain way, but skeleton system on people vary. So you take the common knowledge and then apply it and then tweak it to what your body actually needs, or the way that your body functions or is built, because everyone has hips, everyone has shoulder, everyone has all these bones and stuff, but everyone's bone structure, everyone's bones are created different, okay? So
Same thing with exercising, like the muscles. Some people, to stimulate their muscular system, they need to exercise a certain way, and some people need to exercise another. Some people need to work out harder. Some people need to work softer. So it's about figuring out what works for you. So the first thing I would do if I was you guys is I start um, putting these things on just to create movement, flow, stimulation to those areas. Um, I would do this every day. If you want to do this every day, do it every day. The only thing is, if you do this every day, make sure that you put it in different areas every 15 minutes, every cycle that it goes through. So if I start this 15-minute cycle right here, after this 15-minute cycle is gone, I'm going to go ahead and move this, guys, either up or down or left or right, okay, to stimulate other areas. Another thing that I can do is, and this is a little bit more advanced, you start doing some research and figure it out where that area of injury that you have connects to, and then you can start stimulating all the muscle groups that go to that area. And believe me, if you put in the electrical stimulator on the muscle, you're affecting the nerve. I don't I don't want you to start out at the beginning putting the stimulator on the nerve right away. I don't. Because first of all, when you apply it on the nerve, you have to be careful. Okay, you have to know how to put it around the nerve correctly. You can fry these nerves. You can, create more injuries. You can hurt yourself more. Okay, you want to put them in the muscle because the muscle. What is the muscle attached to? The nerve. What is that nerve attached to? The nervous system, and that nervous system goes all the way to your brain. So you're pretty much teaching the body to read a message from an injured area to your brain. That's what I'm doing right now. And I swear to you guys, you can tell. I mean, when I couldn't walk, I would use these things, or I would have a massage. And every time I did more and more and more and worked on those areas, everything became more loose and it became easier for me to recover. So first thing you want to do is, because we can't physically, manually, with our body mechanics and function, create movement and stimulation to an area of injury, we are using this machine for that. Once again, you can use this all day, every day. Just make sure you move it around. You don't want to have it all day in the same area for 12, 10 hours. You want to give it breaks. And also, if you are going to work in the same area, say that there's a specific area that you need to work on. Okay, only do 15 minutes every like hour or so in that area. You can turn on the machine for 15 minutes every hour. That's a lot of work. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but if I just leave it here in this area, and every hour for 15 minutes I turn it on, oh man, I by the time the end of the day comes, I'm gonna feel nice, loose, and relaxed in that area, and then the next day it's gonna feel better. So first thing, for anyone that has a spinal cord injury, start with these stimulators. Start putting them around your back. Start creating movement. That is the issue. If you don't start moving, everything starts atrophying, and it's harder to figure it out what your injury is, because at the end, then you end up like you don't know where to start because you have to do so much work, you know. But if we start with stretches, exercises of mobility, and start stimulating the body to a point where, okay, we know where the areas of problems are that have no movement, that's when this stuff comes in, all these things. Okay, and then in the future, I'm getting ahead of myself, but in the future, once you are able to stimulate these areas and all that, then you're going to be able to work out. Look at this whole gym we have here. Then I'm going to show you exercises that you can do, and this is not even, this is going to turn into more of a massage thing in the future. This is no longer going to stimulate that. Well, it's always going to, if you have an area like me, like a small area where you have loose movement, you will always use this to create movement. There's no exercise, there's nothing I can do other than massage therapy and putting on this machine to actually create movement on that area. Okay, so that's what I use this for. So in my live streams, um, in Twitch, you're gonna be seeing what I show is exactly what I do, my routine. So I put this on, I do Chinese cup therapy, I do all kinds of stuff. But the first thing is this. This thing is what's going to get you to move, stimulating movement, sending messages to an area of your body where there's no longer messages being able to travel because of the injury, but you're forcing the message there. Trust me, this will stimulate the muscle, this trains the muscle, and if you're lucky, it will wake it up. It literally creates stimulation for regrowth. I mean, do do some research. If you don't believe what I'm saying, go look at science. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't know the capabilities of your body, how it heals, then you don't know nothing about science. You need to go to school, okay? And at least get some basic anatomy and physiology or something like that. You know what I mean? So this is how I will use this. Never put it on the area at the beginning. I don't want to put it on that nerve. Later on, I'm going to show you how to put it on nerves. But right now, we want to stimulate the area, okay? And always put these guys like that. Here's the area of injury, put them around. Because now the electricity, when it shoots, is shooting from here to here, and it's actually talking to this. The electricity is going like this, It's like creating a big electricity ball. If I only put two tense units here, two of these guys here, and then these other two guys in another area, I'm only gonna stimulate a little bit where these guys were, but by doing this and putting it all around in that area, you're stimulating that big chunk. So you're pretty much covering more ground, okay? So I'm gonna turn this off now. Oh, I don't want to. I don't even want to talk. I can't believe it's so hard to talk, you guys. When you're laying down here and you have the stimulation thing on, all I want to do is sleep. But anyway, so, okay, I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to show you what I would do if I further wanted to work on this area. So the 15 minutes has gone by. Um, I need to move this because these areas are already stimulated, and I don't want to, like I said, you don't want to overwork. If you put this on an area and you just fry it all day, all day, all day, it's just like a muscle. It just becomes overworked. So, it becomes more fatigued, more tired. It doesn't really help you. You're not strengthening or loosening up anything. It just becomes nothing. It just becomes injury. Okay? So, here we go. You want to move these things around. You want to stimulate more area. You don't want to waste your time. Okay, so what I would do with this guy, say, I'm not going to go into the spinal cord or the spinal cord canal with the nerves. So my options are either I go down, up, or outwards. Okay, so this guy would go that way. And this guy will go this way. And this guy will go this way. So I'm actually gonna see what I did there. Well, that's a little too much. So I actually went spinal cord and I moved everything, opened up to create more stimulation and flow of things in those areas, if possible. 1, 2, 1, 2. This guy. I just moved this guy just to show you how to move him, but and be careful with the wires. You want to make sure that when you put it on, you don't get a wire under the thing like this. You don't want to, and that's trouble. You want to make sure there's no wires running to that thing, and boom, put it on. So I had it here and I had it here. Now we have moved it. So that's how you will move it around. Move it around, left, right, but never go into the spinal cord. Never go into on top of the nerves. You don't want to aggravate those. You can create more issues than just fix you. If they're tender, if they're inflamed, later on you will, and I will show you how to do it. But right now we're just stimulating muscles, okay? And that muscle, once again, that muscle's being stimulated. That signal's going straight to that nerve. So by stimulating the muscle, you're stimulating the nerve, and the nerve carries the message, and it's carrying the message backwards. You're kind of doing a reverse stimulation. Trust me, this works. A lot of German scientists have agreed with all this stuff. They're so advanced. All right, so pretty much that's what I would do to create stimulation on an area where I would no longer have stimulation. You'll find eventually, after a few weeks of using this on a certain area, you'll find yourself with that area being more loose, relaxed, and actually you kind of like regain feeling. You'll feel the tingle more. Um, you'll have more range of motion. So that's how you're gonna know if what you're doing is actually helping you. Um, it's not gonna be by feel of pain or not, because pain is always gonna be there. I'm gonna be in pain for the rest of my life, and I deal with it every day. And if that's what I have to do, then whatever is what it is. It could be worse. So pain's always gonna be there. Um, but what we're doing here is stimulating. I don't care if my back hurts as long as I can walk. you know, um, you do care if it hurts a lot though. Crippling pain can be a pain in the butt. So yeah, um, this is the first step of using the TENS machine. I don't like to get too ahead of ourselves because people always just start getting ahead and not doing it how it should be done, and it doesn't get the same results. So first thing to do is stimulate around the area of your injury, and you're going to notice um, the strengthening of the muscles. We're making them activate this movement. Depends on what kind of setting you put in your thing. So I had massage on, so massage was good to say I wake up in the morning and it's like nice and stiff and like inflamed. You want to do some massage to loosen it up, get it going, get the flowing going, get some fluids in there. That's why inflammation happens. Inflammation happens is a message of your body telling an area to heal up. There's a lot of doctors and scientists out there that are actually anti-ice, believe it or not, and do some research about it because they believe, and it makes sense. If you think about it, it actually makes sense. Um, Inflammation in an area, say I injure my shoulder and shoulder is inflamed. If I go ahead and put ice right away, yes, I'm going to be treating that inflammation, but I'm actually going to be slowing down the process of healing by bringing down that inflammation. Because when that inflammation is happening, it's actually sending messages to the body. There's so much going on. It's not just inflamed for no reason. Everything has a reason. You have inflammation is for a reason, okay? Your body is sending messages of I'm hurt, need to be fixed or whatever. So if you have a broken bone, yes, if you're inflamed and you're hurting a lot and the pain is unbearable, yes, put some ice in it, okay, right away, okay? If it's somewhere where the inflammation is actually creating issues of, physical issues, then sure, go ahead and put some ice in there. But I'm really anti-ice. I don't really put ice on those areas where I get hurt. I let the inflammation be, and if by like a few days the inflammation is out of control, then you kind of try to treat it a little bit. But remember, inflammation is healing. When you put the ice in there, you're actually slowing down the recovery process. So it's going to take longer for you to recover. Okay? Don't believe me? Google that, check it out. Scientists, doctors will tell you the same thing. It's okay. If people put the ice to numb pain and stuff like that, but I just let it be, man. I mean, if it's like throbbing, crazy inflammation where like my arm looks deformed or something like that, then yes, okay, I'll put it on. But if it's just a little bump, if it's a bump and it's warm and all that, let it be. Let it be because there's healing going on. Put that ice on, slowing down the process. Google that one. Google everything I say, okay? Google everything I say. I want you to guys Google. I want you guys to do your own research, okay? This is how I learn all this stuff.
I wasn't always into science, like I say. I was all about racing cars and going fast, and breaking the speed land, the speed, making the record for speed for land speed. Sorry, English my second language. All right, guys. Please leave me a message. Let me know if you have any questions. If you have an injury, I'm gonna do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want. I don't want you to take my word for it. I want you to use this. And if you're somebody who has like an injury, like if your back is injured or something like that, just leave me a little message what your injury is, and I will try to give you some ideas where to put this thing on. And like I said, it's very important to get the knowledge. Don't just ask me questions without even looking into it, okay? Look into it. And of course, if you don't find, if you can't figure it out, then yeah, ask me whatever. But stimulate this guy up here. So this book got me all the knowledge for me to know where these nerves and attachments of the muscles and where everything runs. You know what I mean? It shows you where the attachment and where everything runs. Let me show you a good example here. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. You see all those attachments to all those muscles and all those nerves and all that? That's what we want to stimulate. So if I'm paralyzed up here, then I want to work this whole muscle from bottom to top. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean when I say that. I'm just showing you a muscle, for example. So, like if my injury is in this guy right here, and it's up here, I'm gonna start stimulating every single area that this muscle attaches to. I'm gonna stimulate this guy, I'm gonna stimulate that guy, I'm gonna stimulate this guy that moves that guy. This whole area is going to get stimulated, okay? And that's how you bring stuff back. Once again, the success of what we're doing here has to do everything, not a little bit, everything, with the success of your surgery, okay? I'm sorry, if you I know some people that have had the same injury that I had, okay? The same injury, same everything, and they can't walk, okay? Why? Their body didn't accept the implant. The operation didn't go according to plan. Maybe the body did accept the implant. Maybe the operation went according to plan, but mentally they weren't there. Um, Maybe they didn't have the knowledge to fix themselves. Maybe they didn't think they could fix themselves. So there's so many little variables there that are going to influence your recovery. So, like I said, the number one thing is that surgery. That fusion or whatever surgery they did for you helps you and is going to allow you to recover and walk again. Perfect. But here's the thing though. Don't get discouraged if you have the surgery and you can't walk again, okay? Don't be discouraged by that because I tell you why. If like me, if I wouldn't have been able to wake up my legs again, I don't care. I'm still gonna train from up here and up. Whatever you have mobility, strengthen that. If all I have is upper body, I'm gonna have the best upper body I can. If all I have is one leg, I'm gonna have the strongest leg anybody has ever seen in the world. So don't be discouraged. Work with what you're given. Some of us are not going to be able to walk again. I'm sorry. And some of us are only going to recover so much, but we got to try and we got to embrace it and we got to push. And knowledge is everything. Just teach yourself. A lot of times when you go to school and stuff and teachers and you don't have the right teacher, you can't learn. But hey, 2018, you got books, you got computers, you got YouTube. You got all these things. You can ask online, you can ask doctors. I mean, the knowledge is there. You can get the right knowledge real quick. Just do research, positive attitude. Um use your stimulator. Please watch show number 2. Okay, show number 1 is just yap, 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 and me telling you what I'm going to be doing. Show number 2 is when the exercises start. I know those exercises look very simple and normal. Please do them. They're super important. If you just came home from a hospital and you're laying down in your bed, if you can do that, that is huge. Do them for a month, and then after a month, come back to this video once you have more movement and ability, and I'm going to keep showing you guys what I do. Eventually, we're going to get to my routine. What I do, I use my Chinese cup therapies and everything. So this video today is about the tense unit. Next video, I'm going to be showing you how do I use the Chinese cup therapy with this guy along. So first I will use this, and then I will use the Chinese cup therapy. I didn't want to do it all in one video because it's a lot of knowledge and it will take forever. But if you watch my live streams, that's what I do in my live stream. My live streams, I start out doing this small therapies and then moving on to doing exercises. You see my gym doing exercises that are going to help me to strengthen my body so I don't hurt as much. That's the goal here, to strengthen the rest of your body. If I have back issues, I want to have the best core I can. I want to have the best everything. I want every other muscle to come and help that area. A lot of compound movements, a lot of a lot of therapy, a lot of positive. All right, guys, I think I have repeated myself over and over again. Thank you for watching this video. Please leave me questions or whatever. If your level of injury is in a different area, just go ahead and write it down there, and then we can figure it out together. I mean, if you try to catch my live stream, twitch.tv, the able disable. Okay, if you watch my live stream in life, we can do the research and we can find out what's wrong, and then I can show you what I would do. So I mean, I will literally show you in the computer how to research. Like, we'll open Google and look at your injury. So if you have thoracic 3, we're gonna go into your 3T, 3T6, whatever you have injured. We're gonna go in there and we're gonna show you how to identify everything, like from scratch. Like if you didn't know anything, we have the computer, so I will show you. So try to catch the live stream, everyone. Going to twitch.com and follow the able disable, hit the little heart, so when I go live, you can be there and you can actually ask me questions live. Like, that's the thing. When we do YouTube videos, I'm just rambling and stuff, but if you have a question, like as I'm talking, I can stop, answer that in real life, in real time, and then keep going. And if I don't know the answer, you're gonna watch how I'm gonna get the answer. I'm gonna show you how to get the answers. I want you to do all this by yourself. Like, eventually you're not gonna watch me anymore because you know what to do. Okay, pretty much. I don't want you to watch me forever. I want you to learn what I know and then pass it to the next person. And I'm just pretty much showing you how to learn to fix yourself. And showing you what I did to fix myself. And like I say, I don't know any miracles. I'm not a miracle worker or nothing, but all you can do is try stuff, and it works. It might work, it might not, but it's better than sitting there and wishing you were dead, right? Or waiting for death, or just sitting there and feeling miserable, or sitting there and waiting for somebody to come and fix you. Do it yourself. And I'm here to help you. Love you all. Stay positive. Follow, subscribe, watch it. I hope it wasn't too boring. These videos are, you can only have so much entertainment when you're showing somebody something technical, and I don't want to make like stupid jokes and stuff like when I'm speaking about serious stuff, because people get lost in translation and all that. So whatever, if you have any questions, if you didn't understand something, if you think I'm full of shit or whatever, if you think I'm awesome, if you think I'm horrible, whatever, just let me know. I love you. Hope you have a good day, everyone. Keep positive. Never give up. Never give up. Okay, never give up. Don't take no for an answer. If today I can't walk, maybe tomorrow I will. And if I will never walk again, then I'm going to make sure that I am the best version of myself. Even if I can't use my legs, the rest of my body is going to be amazing. My brain, my upper body, whatever, my right finger is going to be great. Okay, so be positive, Please, please be kind to each other. Respect everyone. Love you all. Peace. Please leave a message. Leave a comment if you have any questions. Love you guys, and I miss my kitty. R.I.P. Felix again. Love you, buddy. You guys have a good day. Take care.